everyone, Donna Log Cabin Stitcher, and I just wanted to show you a few things that I made lately. I'm kind of trying to work through my stash. I know a lot of people have said that this year, that's what they're going to try to do, but that's what I'm in the mood for right now, so that's what I kind of been doing, or when I find projects that are half done, I'm going to try to finish them. So let me show you some things I've made lately. This was with the Mary Maxim Baby Plush yarn. I had about, well, 5 skeins I think it was, so I just did a little baby blanket. And I just did a V-stitch, a faux V-stitch across, and then I just kept going until I used up all that yarn. And then I used the next color, and I went to yellow and white and then pink. So it made this really soft, cushy little baby blanket. And then with the leftovers, I had a little bit left over, so I made a little hat. And then I had a little bit of gray, so I made this little hat. It's a little one. So I've made that recently. And then I've made a lot of hats. Those are a quick thing to do when you just have one skein of yarn and you're like, what do I do with this? So I made a bunch of hats, and I found this pattern, Soft Comfort Crochet Hat. And I had some Red Heart Soft Essential Stripes yarn. So I made some of those hats with this yarn. So I have 2 purple, and then I have 1 pink. And then I made, I'm not going to show you all these, but I made all these hats just with yarn I had. And this is, I did a video on this. This is my go-to hat pattern. So I've made a couple of those. This one is that pattern too. I just held, on this one I held 2 strands of yarn together. And then I have this little scarf that matches it. So I did that. And then this was leftover yarn from a pillow project I did. I think it was a Burnett yarn. It's like their outdoor yarn. So I had a little bit of yarn left. So I made these water bottle holders. And they stretch. So your water bottle fits in there. And then I made a long handle so you can put it over your shoulder or even over your head, because like I said, it'll stretch. But then I made 2, and then when I got to the 3rd one, I didn't have enough yarn, so I just made a little short handle, which I figured you can just put it on your wrist, and or you can even probably, yeah, wrap it around, and like I said, it'll stretch. Put the water bottle on there. So I did those. And then I found this book, I don't know, it probably secondhand shop. It's Luxury Yarn One Skein Wonders. And all the patterns in here are knit except 4. So I'm like, I'm not a big knitter. So anyway, so this little hat right here on the front, that one is crochet. And then there's another little hat. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yep. This one's crochet. So those 2 hat patterns, I made a bunch of little hats. Like I said, I just had like little 1 skeins of yarn, and I'm like, oh, what do I do with those? So those 2 different patterns are what these hats are. Oh, this one I put a little flower on it. One green one. kind of a rose color. And then I just had little scraps left, so I did these two colors together. And then I made two little bitty baby ones, little preemie hats. That one and that one. So I might send these to Yarn Joy podcast. I know she does a lot of preemie hats for, I think, for her local hospital. So I might mail these to her, and then she can put them with her, the one she's making that I think she gives them to them in October. Okay, and then I did, this was one of my Mary Maxim monthly kits, and it's a hat. Put it on. It's a hat and then a scarf, and the scarf has pockets on the bottom of it, so you like put your hand in there when it's cold. So anyway, I made that, got that one done. That was made, oh, in my hair, that was made with chunky yarn, so it went pretty quick. So I got that done. And then this was another Mary Maxim kit. The yarn was, you were supposed to make a poncho, but I didn't make it. And the kit came with this Burnett Super Value Big Stripes. And I got 4 skeins of it. And on one of the skeins, they give you, they give you free patterns on the skeins. And so they had this pattern. I was like, oh yeah, I can make that with these. So it took 1 skein of yarn and 1 skein. I think it's like 252 yards. So 1 skein made this little cowl. And I had 4 skeins, so I made two of these smaller ones, and I really like these. I'm gonna make some more of them. It's just really soft and cushy and comfy. So I made 2 of those, and then I had 2 skeins left, so I made a really long one. And I just took the pattern and I just doubled the length. So, and then this one will wrap around your neck twice, and then you can also like kind of pull it up over your head for like have a little hood on your head. So I just love those. And so I tried another one in a pink. And then I had this yarn. I didn't have a lot of this yarn, so it didn't quite make quite a, tall a one. But it's still, it'll make a nice little, it'll be long enough for a cowl. So I did that one. But I will link this pattern below. I actually showed this pattern in my last video, my Mary Maxim video. And it's super simple. It's a 3-row repeat. You do a row of double crochet, and then a row of treble crochet, and then a row of back post treble crochet. So, but anyway, like I said, I'll link the pattern below. I got a few other things, a couple afghans and stuff I got done, but I will maybe show those in a separate video. But that's what I've been working on, and as I make it through my piles over here and all my yarn, I will post more videos of what I get done. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will be back soon.